Hello everyone! As you will have understood in the introduction video, we will talk about the possible bank contracts and microcredit. The types of loans are classified according to the beneficiary companies, the deadlines, the currency with which the loans are disbursed, and the technical form of the loans. Let's start with talking about the maturity of the loans. Loans are classified in short-term loans and long-term loans. In short-term loans, we can find the opening of credit in the current account, credit disposal operations, advances on pledge, and loans in transferable securities. In the opening of credit in the current account, the bank makes available for the customer a sum of money useful to cover financial needs. This is the most widespread operation among bank customers. For the service, the beneficiary will have to give to the bank interest and fee. The repayment of the capital is due at the maturity. The most important credit disposal operations are the discount in fact, an operation with which the bank anticipates the amount of a promissory effect note not yet expired. In this operation, the interests are not required. Advances unless successful. With this operation, the customer can transfer a credit to the bank, and the bank anticipates the amount of this credit, net of commissions, to the customer. If the debtor doesn't make the payment, the bank will proceed with debit of expenses and charges related to non-payment. Advance on invoices. With this operation, the bank anticipates the amount of an invoice minus a difference of 20 or 30%. Factoring. With this operation, the bank makes available three services: credit management, guarantee against the insolvency of the debtor, and financing through the advance settlement of the items sold. In long-term loans, the mortgage is certainly the best known. In this operation, the beneficiary obtains the availability of a sum of money, and he will have to repay to the bank capital and interest. One of the problems of this operation is the time elapsed from the application to the disbursement by the bank of the financial resources. A solution of this problem is the possibility of obtaining a pre-financing, an operation totally ancillary with respect to the mortgage. The loan is mainly used for the financing of housing, guaranteed by a first-degree mortgage on the property object of the operation, and fixed investments in the industrial and commercial sectors, guaranteed by a first-degree mortgage on the buildings of the lending company. A very important case concerns the granting of unsecured loans, meaning without a collateral. This type of loan is disbursed for improving the financial equilibrium of a company and its ability to cover investments in fixed assets. Another long-term loan is leasing. There are two types of leasing: operating leasing, in which there are only two subjects. It has its object the lease of capital goods for a period of time shorter than their economic life. This operation is useful when there is the need to obtain the availability of a good without the risk of the ownership of the same good. Financial leasing. In this operation, there are three subjects, including an intermediary, the bank. The bank buys an asset chosen by its customers and gives it leased upon payment of a periodic fee. The fee is paid for the entire duration of the contract. Within the fee are often included costs of preliminary investigation and insurance. Leasing has been a great success because, in addition to the tax benefit due to the deducibility of leasing fees compared to depreciation rates, it is due to the contractual flexibility and adaptability and a wide range of recipients and purposes. All the types of loans described so far are among the loans for cash. Now we will explain the type of signature credits. With this instrument, the bank undertakes to assume or guarantee the obligation of the applicant, exposing itself to the risk of having to fulfill it on behalf of third parties, if they prove to be in default or insolvent. This operation differs from the previous ones because it does not involve an immediate disbursement of money for the bank, but they are transformed into cash loans only in the case of default of the guaranteed subject. This tool is used for two reasons: to ensure the timely and regular execution of obligations of various kinds, contractual or fiscal, assumed by customers, to make it easier for companies to obtain financial means to meet their needs in the medium and long term. The profit of the bank in this operation is given not by the interest rate, but by the commissions. Signature credits have three types. Applying for a loan also involves showing certain guarantees to the bank. The types of guarantees used today in the banking world are three types: collateral, which includes pledge and mortgage; personal guarantees, surety and letter of patronage; and funds. Now we will talk about a category of financing a little different from what has been explained so far: microcredit. Microcredit is a form of assistance financing that allows access to the credit to non-bankable subjects. Non-bankable subjects are people who have difficulty in turning to normal financial institutions, not being able to provide the required guarantees. There are two types of microcredit: social microcredit and entrepreneurial microcredit. To ensure that this objective is achieved, a rigorous selective process is necessary to verify the professional reliability of the applicants. A reliable personal guarantee instead of a collateral. In microcredit, it's not the past of the people that counts, but the sustainability and effectiveness of the project presenting for financing. But who are the beneficiaries of this type of microcredit? Self-employed workers, autonomous enterprises, partnerships, professionals, and companies that respect economic standards different among the countries. Natural persons not eligible for the guarantee of the fund. The purposes for access to this microcredit can be the purchase of goods, payment of wages, and support of costs for training courses. Entrepreneurial microcredit has the following characteristics. The amount of the loan cannot exceed a limit different among the countries. The limit can be increased in some cases. Loans are not backed by collateral and are aimed at support entrepreneurial initiatives or entering the labor market. Another characteristic is the provision of mentoring services for the financed subjects. This module is finished. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the next video.